Hey, how you doing? It's Clayton here from howtodrawcomics.net and bartonbrostudios.com. I'm in the house today with none other than Corey Barton himself, the other half of the Barton Bros duo, creator of Kozor, Descent into Madness. And we've also got Gilly Wright joining us today, our special guest for an interview on his new comic book, not Intergalactic, Galactic Rodents of Mayhem.
Yes,
And
sir.
this is the new installment of that series, I believe,
Yes.
named Rat Trap. So it's really great to have you here today, Gilly. By the way, big hello to everyone who's already jumped into the chat. We appreciate you guys. Put your comments into the comment section. Let us know what you're thinking of this incredible looking book. Told Corey to get your comments up here on the screen, so it'll be good. It's a good show. I'm looking forward to
love the
getting
first
into
comment.
it. Yeah, we've got Chris Crenham. Are these evolved Earth rats
Oh,
or are they
man.
aliens that look like rats? See, this is where the interview gets juicy, right?
That's
So
good.
we can unpack all of this.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So am I answering that now?
Yeah. Let's answer that question just right off the bat.
All right. So being that I'm a big kid of the 80s and 90s, okay, I grew up on TMNT, had a major influence on me. These are anthropomorphic space capybaras, all right, in an anthropomorphic universe where each planet is like that to that species, but you also got amalgamation planets where it's all intermixed and stuff. So these are capybaras. They're not from Earth, although they are from Earth. But for this story, these are just space capybaras. Yeah, bounty hunters as well. Yeah,
that's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, so you grew up in the 90s, right?
Yeah. Born in 1981. So I've been through He-Man. I've been through GI Joe, Transformers. Then into TMNT. So I've been through all the animes, good stuff as well, Robotech. So
man. Biker Mice. We had Biker Mice, Street Sharks.
Biker Mice, Street Sharks as well. And you know what's funny? Let me see. I don't want to say I was in a bubble, but TMNT was so huge for me that I literally glossed over Biker Mice. I didn't actually get deep into Biker Mice until I started promoting Grom a couple years ago when we did the first volume, and people were like, this looks like Biker Mice. I'm like, Biker Mice. I'm like, I remember that as a video game for the Super Nintendo, Super Famicom, and when I dug deeper, I'm like, holy crap, they had a cartoon, they had a comic book. So I plunged in, I got all the comics, I was reading through it. I'm like, okay, this is definitely a part of that spirit. But not, I don't want to say it's in no kind of ripoff. This is all just a homage. It's a love. But this falls right into, if you love Biker Mice from Mars, you'll love Galactic Rodents of Mayhem.
Totally. Sure. Yeah, you've got your own rodents going on, your own humanoid rodent characters. And you guys know that I love visuals.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't say this lightly.
Yeah.
But when I do say that this is an amazing looking book, I mean it. I mean, this is the cover, right?
That's one of the covers. So we will be having 5 issues, right? Big floppies. I'm talking about massive. These things are massive. These are bigger than your average traditional American floppy. These are nice. Really big, very big. And the artwork, very vibrant as well. So this isn't, this swallows up your traditional floppy. So we kind of want like a Euro kind of format, and we wanted like this kind of like, where you want to collect them. So since we had the volume 1 successfully crowdfunded about almost 3 years ago, I said, okay, we're continuing the next story. So we'll bring in 1 through 4, which is volume 1 episodically, which you'll have here, along with issue number 5, which is Rat Trap, that continues that installment. So in addition, if you guys back this, you'll also get a lot of bonus content. I don't know if you guys are into bonus content, but we got like a lot of...
Who doesn't have bonus content?
Yeah. We have something called, here's like a little look at the creative process here. So you can see, a little bit of the script, a little bit of the, the ink. So then it goes to like the actual letters being applied.
That's so cool, man. And then really nicely laid out too. Very professional.
Some fan art as well with some TMNT. So this stuff is not in the original volume 1. This is cool supplemental stuff that we added in. So you guys are it's gonna feel like, I don't know, in you guys Australia, right?
We're in Australia, yeah.
Australia. So I know here in America, when the comics were big in the 90s, it was like every week, every month, there's a new book coming out. You go to the spinner rack, you grab something, and they had like an editorials page. They took questions. So we have that as well. So I wanted to kind of create something with the crowdfunding community that will be backing this book going forward episodically, that we're always going to be engaged with the community.
So
yeah,
I think that's cool. Great. Yeah, getting people hooked in, immersed in this universe that it's of rodent creatures that it seems you're creating.
Yeah, we'll have, for the Street Shark fans, we do have a hulking Street Shark or a Robo Shark.
Nice.
That dude with the hood in the back with the mask, he has a bear skull mask, so we don't know what animal he is underneath. He's called Dark Raider, the Dark One. Yeah, he's a main villain. So we got sniper vipers in there as well. So you got rodents, and again, we got our own version of the TMNT. These are the Shinobi Turtles of Doom that are featured in our homage TMNT cover. Yeah, so
I love
these guys. Yeah, these guys are, so we got everything. So if there's an animal you want to see in there, let us know. We'll find a way to get it in there. We'll anthropomorphize it for you.
Well, you guys let us know in the comments below. What animals would you love to see in this story? Mrs. Good Stuff, it's good to see you. I don't know why Corey's ignoring the chat so much today. I specifically ask him, and he ignores you guys. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
I'm literally right here, man. Hey, Mrs. Good Stuff.
Hey, Mrs. Good Stuff.
Miss Good Stuff. Hello,
Rick. You got to get him on the screen. They want to be on the screen with us.
They want to be featured.
I think Micro was asking about the size or something, or like storing it.
All right, cool. So storing these, yeah. So here you go, guys. For those with OCD, I'm sorry. For those with OCD, I'm very sorry. So here you go. We have the volume 1 right here. So the volume 1 will be easy to store. This is more like your traditional kind of like. There's 100 pages. So the volume 1 would be easy to store. What we hope to do down the line, if we're successful and we're able to keep this Grom story going, I want to do like a custom kind of, maybe a pull box, I guess you could call it, like a custom box with some cool Grom art that will be able to fit the individual sized issues in for like a good amount, like let's just maybe 25 or 50 or something, just as we're building the story. So storing option will be something that we could ease into for those with the OCD, because I'm with that. I'm with that.
For sure. So tell us, why did you decide to make your book bigger than a regular sized comic book?
So I'm big on visual medium. I'm just big. I'm the dude that grew up on video games, anime, right? Saturday morning cartoons. Of course, comic books. So I kind of wanted to bring as close to a visual experience as possible. So for me, the bigger the size, the bigger the story, the bigger, for you to get lost in the art, just to get immersed fully. And a lot of times with Euro style books, I noticed they always have that bigger presentation. And I'm like, if we're doing comic books and we want to do this Grom thing, and we'll do a Gromic book, and it will just be like a big, book, and it's just going to be that much bigger because of the art. I'm just looking at art, man. I mean, bigger is better, right? Bigger TV, right?
Yeah.
More graphics, more this. So I'm like, just more pages, more just bigger. And that's just, I wanted to go with that with the size. And Sebastian, co-creator of Grom, he's based out of Uruguay. He's also big on those European style books, and that's just how the presentation was, just massive like that. So like, let's just do that with our book. I know it's not the traditional comic, but for those who do read TMNT, The Last Ronin, that comic book was bigger than traditional comic book form, although not as big as Grom's, but just still bigger. And I mean, I love that. That's just, I'm like, we didn't really think about doing it to separate ourselves from like the competition. We just did it because more art, more size, more bang for your buck. That's pretty much it.
Makes a lot of sense, especially with a visual medium like comic books. I mean, really, they used to be bigger. It's just that they shrunk over time for some reason. I don't know whose idea that was, but they did.
And then they shrunk more. If you look at mangas, right? They shrunk even smaller to the books, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. Even a traditional comic, like I love having your little pull box, your bag and board, and you go through them like that. I mean, of course, I love that. But at least for Grom, we're like, we just want to just go all out. We want to kind of give you that Saturday morning cartoon where you can open this big book and have like your bowl of cereal while you're eating it, you know what I'm saying, and read through it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, think about how popular manga is and how small it is. So maybe smaller is better. I don't know.
Anime.
Let us know, guys. Let us
Yeah.
know what's better, bigger or smaller when it comes to comic books. I gotta imagine
Well,
it's bigger.
I got the Berserk Definitive Edition book. Where it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
big,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's like
It looks
better
nice
than the
big.
small ones. So.
Yeah.
And that's why I love
More
omnibuses, because we get the omnibus collections that, I mean, they're just bigger, you know, size wise, they're huge. So even, you know, so I mean, I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So rodents.
Mhm.
Why rodents? Was it just the biker mice that was inspiring you, or was there a deeper
So
reason as
there
to why
was
you
a
decided to
definitely
make them
deeper
galactic
reason.
rodents?
Oh yeah, definitely deeper. So me and
Let's hear
Sebastian,
it.
we had just finished a book called Lair, and that's like a demon horror. Raleigh, what's up? He back. Thank you so much. Yes, Earthworm Jim.
Thanks so much.
We're including these homages any way we can. So but yeah, so why rodents? So we were doing a lot of horror stuff, and it's like, you know what? Let's do something fun. I'm like, what can we do that's fun? And automatically, again, I don't know why fun for me went to anthropomorphism. I don't know. It's like, you know, like I'm thinking
It is
TMNT.
fun.
It just again, like, it just, I'm channeling that inner child in me, and I'm like, I want to create something that I want to read. Sebastian's like, yeah, let's do something fun. So I'm thinking, let's put our spin on like the Ninja Turtles. And I'm like, but we kind of need an animal. And Sebastian said, how about capybaras? I'm like, what the hell is a capybara? I didn't know what the hell the capybara was.
I don't know what one of those are.
He's selling me. He's like, they're the most coolest animal in the world. They get along with every kind of animal. He's like, look it up. They get along with crocodiles. I'm like, what? A big fat rat get along with crocodiles? So I Google images. Holy smokes, do they get along with crocodiles? And I found images of just crocodiles in my video. I sprinkle some cool images of just them chilling with crocodiles. If you
That's
chill
amazing.
with a crocodile and you're not getting eaten in the natural habitat of animal kingdom, that earned my respect, and that gave me all the fuel I needed to just go with capybaras. And the story literally wrote itself. The names Bash, Ripple, Mona Lisa were just coming to my head. Gangon there, Gecko Father, and it was just that's it. We just started, and we just started having fun, and then it became really sci-fi, which I loved. And it's just, if you guys like Cowboy Bebop, if you like Guardians of the Galaxy, if you kind of like again, even TMNT, like, you're gonna love this. And that was what we wanted. We wanted to make something that was off our childhood, like a comic book love letter to our childhood, encompassing video games, manga, anime, comics, all that.
For
Yeah,
sure.
And hence the rodents. Yeah.
I love that too. When you're in that zone, you hit upon an idea and it just naturally flows out of you. You don't have to try, you don't have to struggle. It's been waiting there. Now you've found it, and it's got that chance to be expressed down onto the page. So yeah, I mean, there's no purer form of creativity than that, I think. And really, that's when you get the best stuff. So I have no doubt in my mind that that's exactly what Galactic Rodents of Mayhem is going to be, is possibly your best stuff. And I mean, tell me, so you've been on this project for a while. How buzzed are you still to continue going with it? Because I mean, you know, you invest that much time and energy into a single title for that amount of time. It's been years. And
It has been.
How do you keep it going? I mean, the passion has to run out at some point, right?
I mean, like you said, when you just said the point of you being buzzed about something and it kind of like writes itself, like, you gave me goosebumps. And
yeah, man.
That's kind of what happened with Grom, and everything was just happening. And 3 years, and yeah, it was just the volume 1. We got hit with COVID, so we were experiencing delays. And our artist Sebastian, he also got hit with another tragic thing that happened. He had lost his daughter at birth, which was very painful. And it's just, as a creative, how do you get that energy to push forward when you're going through such misery, right? I mean, like, I can't imagine that. So I get choked up a little thing about it. But so Grom eventually was his outlet. We put a cool little homage to her in there, and it's having a history now. So now that we're back on our feet, it's like, okay, we have this whole story penned out. Sebastian's on this chat. He put the cool ideas of mine. Oh, that's great. He's amazing. So me
it's
and
awesome.
him just, we synergize. And it's like, okay, we got the story. We got the first arc out. And it's now about going deeper and deeper and deeper into this lore that we're creating. So the hardest part, of course, is just, trying to keep that going and trying to get eyes on it too. Because again, we're not mainstream. We're underground. We're the underground. Like, people that have found us in our campaigns is because they literally went down into the mine shaft, right? Of whatever, on Kickstarter, when we had our Kickstarter there, and then they put on the little helmet with the light, and they're in the mine looking for something, and they found Grom. So it's like,
that's awesome.
It's hard. So those loyal people, like, we want to have something exciting for them. We want to try to keep this going. Me and Sebastian look at it like Stan Sakai with Usagi Ojimbo, Kevin Eastman, and Laird with their Ninja Turtles. Like, we kind of want to have this and hopefully build a following that can keep the story going. Even if we got like 100 backers, 200 backers, whatever loyal backers we can get, we want to make them happy throughout the whole thing. We want to stay connected throughout the whole thing and just have fun and keep it going.
That's really what counts at the end of the day. I mean, that's got to be what's at the core of it all. Because, I mean, any profit that there is to be made, the money aspect, I mean, if there's any to begin with, it's not nowhere near as fulfilling as actually thriving off of that passion and love you've got for the project you're creating. So you guys seem to have an abundance of it. I talk to you and it's almost like you're as excited as we are to explore this world. Like, you don't know where it's going to go, what's going to pop up, but you're as curious as we are, and you're going to discover it for us and then show us what you're coming home with, So that's the creative process, and it is a rush. And it's something that I really enjoy myself when it comes to creating comic books, is just the characters that you meet along the way, the places that you go, and the situations, the events that unfold within the worlds that you're creating. It's pretty amazing stuff. I'm going to get up Kikoman's super chat here. Thank you so much for the $5 contribution.
Awesome.
We appreciate you. You're awesome. He says, show you, Kiko Man. Connect with us. Thank you.
Right on.
We'll connect if we can. I just want to say a big hello to Taroya Hollis. Very good to see you here, popping up in the chat. Same with you, Badger Boy. It's, I can't believe the stretch of time that went between when we used to hang out together and now. It seems to be the case for so many people, even us, right? Gilly and the Barton Bros. It's like we were just talking about how it was, 2 years ago or something was the last time we caught up, and it feels like it just went in the blink of an eye. We didn't even notice that time passing.
It's scary.
We did notice it with you, Badger. We missed you. So it's really great to see you here again, and we're just glad that you're back. We have got, Roll. Good to see you. Yep. How you doing, man? It's awesome. So he backed your book too, right?
Yes, sir. Appreciate the backing, and he wants to know what animal is Dark Raider. That is, we will get to that eventually. Yeah, the reveal. What's behind the mask? Will we see that? And it's hinted in the first season arc. And it's. Don't want to make any spoilers, but we will get that.
That's very, very, very cool. I love that. Well, and like we said, that sense of mystery. Good to see you, Rick Saylor.
So Sebastian Navas, he's the artist, and he's saying again the cool ideas are his. He's amazing. It's fun working with him.
Oh yeah, I mean, Sebastian, the art is incredible. I just am absolutely a fan. I love it when we get to see books that look this gorgeous. But go ahead, Gilly.
Yeah, his inspirations are Carlos Meglia, he did Cyber 6, and that's one of the biggest influences for Sebastian, along with Jim Lee.
Mhm.
So you just already, the art is so good. Our colorist Tiago Barca puts his spin on that, and then we got our letterer David Davison. So we got a great team on this that
Yeah.
is enjoying the project, and it's making it fun. It's making the whole part fun. We would want to keep this going, and it's rewarding too. It's a part of it that it's something like you said, the creative process. When for me anyway, it starts as a writer, and I have these ideas, and then I put the words out there, panel this, panel that, and then seeing how Sebastian, like, we have such a flow where he'll just, oh man, it's just magic almost, and then you see what comes out, and it's just like, wow. Sometimes it gets you teary-eyed. It's like, wow, this is great. It's a high. It's almost a drug, right? You know, guys, like when you see like the actual thing, and it's like holding it, it's like, man, like, oh, such a high.
Yeah, it really is. You see it coming together and what it's all amounting to, all this time and effort and thinking, the sheer amount of thinking that goes into something like this. I mean, a lot of the time, the best ideas you've dwelled on for weeks, months, and then there comes a point where finally you see it in the book on the pages, and it's a surreal feeling. It's like you're just manifesting this creation of yours real time. And I think that is one of the most rewarding aspects, especially when you've got an incredible team of people that is helping you to make it a reality, like Sebastian, your artist. I mean, I know that feeling that you get when you see a page come in.
It's exhilarating, man.
It is exhilarating. And
the world building is always fun, just like you said, some things that just might be lingering, and it's just like you just, piecing it all together. And then when it finally like comes out, it's just like, wow, like I liken it to it's a high, it's a drug.
It really is.
It's not even for profit. It's just like, it's to keep it going. I wish I didn't have to crowdfund. Like I legit wish that, because you guys probably experienced it, even though like in the beginning, whenever you put something out there, you're putting it out there, you're hoping people can find it. If they can't find it, if they don't find it. But then there's a sense of, you go through everything, like hope, dread. And then it's like, okay, can we get this done? Then it's like, when it happens, it's like, oh, like if I could just not have to crowdfund, I would love that. Because again, like you don't have to worry about you can just know you're gonna put it out. Like okay, I'm making this happen. I got this is gonna happen. But at least for the little guys, right? We need crowdfunding until we hit the lotto anyway.
Oh well, yeah, that is exactly it. Yeah, it's an exhilarating experience, like you said. You don't know how people are going to react, and you want them to love it, because it's almost like if you put your campaign out there and no one jumps on board, what does that say about you? Was it a good idea ever in the first place? It's almost like the amount of attention your campaign gets, the amount of people who back it, we often equate that to the quality, the the validity of the idea. And that's what we're really looking for is validation ultimately. But in the end, sometimes there's nothing to do with that. It's just about getting that amazing book in front of people, because if no one sees it, it really doesn't matter what level of quality it is, how much of an amazing experience it's going to be for the readers if they just never know about it. And, in some ways, one of the first comments we had on this stream, actually, when we were setting it up today, is someone left a comment and they said that they didn't know about this book, but they went to look at it and it blew them away. So it just goes to show that, man, if you've got a great looking book there, get it out there in front of as many people as you possibly can, because chances are that if it's going to capture people's attention, if it's going to inspire them, they're going to jump on board and want it in their lives. That's what every single human is yearning for, is that hit of excitement that they get from something that is, I mean, that's what art gives us. That's what creativity gives us. Ultimately, that's why people buy paintings. It's even why they play video games and watch movies. It's so that they can be taken, whisked away.
All of that is art.
On an experience, on an adventure, to be part of a story, to escape reality for just a little bit. And I think that what you've created here is certainly something that looks as though it's going to be able to do that. I mean, to sweep you away to a whole other galaxy, even.
That's all I want to do. It's something about escapism, and I know with the quality of entertainment nowadays, even with indie stuff, like putting it out on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, there's algorithms there that make it hard to be discovered. And even when we launched this Indiegogo at launch, I had a bunch of people that had backed, but whatever issue, and I know it's been going around, the campaigns haven't been reflecting on, like, their contributions haven't been reflecting. So we literally, on our launch, we literally had, if I would look on the backers, I must have had like 28 something backers, but it's only showing 4 backers. And it was locked into that.
That is so weird.
For a whole weekend. So literally, it looks like we had only $700 raised, but we had raised more. And that was some issue with the Indiegogo interface. And I'm like, man, but that's hurting, whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever algorithm needs to be pushed into what's trending, whatever. In the beginning, it showed like we only had 5 backers for the weekend, and we launched on a Friday. So that's one Indiegogo algorithm that just wasn't in our favor. And then again, when you do stuff like Kickstarter, everyone knows Keanu Reeves, right? He's an amazing actor, right? John Wick, right? How badass is that?
Oh yeah,
he had a comic called Berserker, and that was with Boom Studios, and of course they're putting it on Kickstarter. It's a major publisher with ties to Hollywood, and they're using Kickstarter. I'm not saying that they can't use it. I'm just saying that there's a competition we're up against. It's hard to get a spotlight, or time when that algorithm's pushing it on well-deserving projects like a Berserker, or comic or publishers that have a high audience. But it just makes it harder for like little guys that are trying to use a platform to try to find this. But it's like so many people are out there. It's really hard to even get noticed. So we keep grinding in the trenches, though. We keep plugging away.
That's what we do, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it is the trials and tribulations that make the creator, I think. Otherwise, we become complacent. Without a challenge, without something to sink our teeth into, I find I, for some reason, become uninspired. I'm not as observant of things. I am not as sharp as when I am running into problems and issues that need to be solved. So there you go. Maybe I'm a glutton for punishment. But I think to some extent, if we're pushing forward and we're making cool stuff, we all are. I think everyone making a comic book is a bit of a glutton for punishment.
Wow, that's a good way to put it.
But it's interesting with Indiegogo. There's been a lot of talk about what's going on with the platform. I honestly think that their actual website is possibly going through some major flaws that need to be addressed in terms of their algorithm, the way in which everything is being structured just on the website. Like, there's certain bits of information that aren't adding up, like titles aren't connected to descriptions. Obviously, people believe that they're being blacklisted as well because their campaigns aren't showing up in the library or in the search. I am wondering if that's confined just to comic books or whether it's across the board on their website, because there's a few things going on with it. I don't know if the platform is struggling with numbers, like the amount of people that are on there, but it's
scary.
Crazy stuff.
It's scary because if we depend on that for the crowdfunding, we would have to get to a point where, because again, at least for me, I notice every time I launch a campaign. So when we did Grom Volume 1, it was great. And then again, we hit through COVID and we're production. And so it took a while to get through. And once we finished it, we fulfilled it. We didn't want to just jump right away into Volume 2. We said, you know what? There's a market on Kickstarter that we haven't tapped into yet.
Oh, yeah.
Let's try to tap into there. And we released episodically Volume 1 in what I'd call the creator's cut. So when we launched that, it funded. We launched right away.
Awesome.
So we launched right away. Great, it funded again. What I noticed is we were getting new backers each and every campaign, brand new backers. And a matter of fact, the returning backers, the new backers were outnumbering the returning backers, at least on Kickstarter.
That's incredible.
And again, that, but it's such a small, you know what I mean? Even though it's like we had, I think, 70 backers, 100 backers, and it went up. But I'm like, man, if I'm able to make this amount to help production going on just 80 backers, 100 backers, it's like I have to keep on grinding out on here. Like I have to, like I need Kickstarter because I'm finding people that would never find my stuff otherwise. And Indiegogo the same way. And if Indiegogo is not tapping in or not utilizing that platform in a way that's mutually beneficial to them and to the people trying to get to new people to get money to, it's like, what's going on? Because again, you bring up like not like the glitches and people's campaigns not being seen. My glitch, where we were stuck at 4 backers when we had over 20 something throughout a weekend, and it's like our launch weekend was crushed because visually it's like only 4 backers, so we're not hitting whatever algorithm we need to get projected to be into more spotlights. So there's so much at play in this that it really makes it's like a strenuous on the brain. It's like it's stressful on the brain. So like try to promote your stuff and then try to like get new eyes on it when you're trusting at least a platform to bring in new eyes a little bit for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy stuff, and something that can completely go over many creators' head, I think. I want to get to Coco Man's incredible super chat here for $100. My friend, thank you so much for that. We we are very, very grateful for your support and your contribution here. Stoked. You've made my day. You've made my week.
Oh, that's amazing.
He says, guys, I'm not a creative, but I am supporting the Iron Age movement. Yes.
Right on.
To make sure indie comics and good stories can be popular again. I would highly encourage checking out A Drink with Crazy on YouTube. Everybody check out A Drink with Crazy. See what that channel is all about. I'm going to after this.
Yeah, sure.
Kiko Man has got my attention. And join his Gilded. Indies supporting indies. Great community. Hail Iron Age. Heck yes.
What's the Gilded?
It's like a group. The
Guild, right?
Yeah. Iron Age Comics is sort of, I guess, what this current era has been addressed as, that us creatives are currently working within. That's the kind of comic books that we're putting out now. And I personally love the term. I like the way that it frames what we're doing. We are forging something really, really special within the independent comics community with our creator-owned titles. And I just, it's almost unbelievable that this time has come about, that people like us are, we're certainly not rich, but we're making way more money than we used to make from independent comics, and I just never thought that would be a real reality for, creative teams that consisted of maybe 1 or 2 people. I don't know how many people are involved in Galactic Rodents, but
you got four people.
You
four
got
solid
4
people,
right?
Yeah, 4 solid people.
That's not a huge company. That's just a few people.
Not at all. We don't operate under mainstream margins at all.
And, I know that this is just the beginning for you guys. I really do think that you can take this beautiful, incredible looking book to the top. Like, I feel like there's just so much potential here, and it just needs to be in front of more people. Let's take a look at how many backers you've got now, right? So, that's 43 backers. And
cool.
I know that if more people were able to see this book, that number would go up far more, because this is not by any means a bad looking book that you would just pass over if you saw it. It's something that would stop you in your tracks, grab your attention, that you would want to look into further and add to your collection. So, everyone in the chat, share this book, get it out there. Yeah, maybe you
Yeah,
can't
shares
back.
help out big time. Yeah, shares also help us out because we're fighting the algorithms, and it's just tough. It's a battle, but it's a fun battle because, like you said, we're gluttons for punishment, right? We're just trying to find the people that would appreciate this, dip their toes in our universe, and if they like it enough, hey, jump in. Because it's a relationship, right? Everything like a relationship, right? Even a new TV show. It's like, do I want to watch this? Do I want to date this person, right? Like, do we want to make this a thing, right?
Yeah.
But then you give them a chance, like, okay, well, second date, third date, like, wow, now we're together. We're going in for as many seasons as it is. But it's hard to get in, yeah,
because it's you took the leap.
Exactly, and a lot of the stuff I like to be positive, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of my areas for escapism, as far as some of the franchises that I love a lot, like let's just say Star Wars for one, like I haven't been as enthusiastic as seeing some of the new stuff come out, and it's when you look at, let's say, Hollywood, they're on the grandest scale, right? You got to put out, for me anyway, as a creative, the best possible work. And I know you got to make everyone happy, but that's a great challenge. And sometimes I'm just seeing it's almost like just run of the mill, kind of like, it's almost like you're not putting your best effort in. And it's just like, we'll just throw this out there because we have the audience, so we'll know they'll engage it. But it's just nothing that's just taking you to those moments in cinema where you can just like talk about, hey, remember that? Yeah, remember when that happened? Or like, I don't know. I felt like I'm missing that. So a lot of that energy I'll put into my creative work.
Like, can you imagine what would happen if they really did take the time to, and look, honestly, I've seen some pretty awesome movies this year, like Bullet Train. That was a cool movie.
Bullet Train, okay. Yeah, check that one out.
yeah, it was surprisingly good, in my opinion. I thought it was a good time. And there's probably a few others that just aren't going to come to mind right now because my brain is not able to hold too much information at one time. But
I'm with you.
It's not all bad. It's not all doom and gloom. But and I think in general it is starting to get a little better. But I can just imagine, man, if they really put their best foot forward, telling a story, a really good story, as the top priority rather than pleasing this audience and that audience all at the same time and creating something extremely generic as a result that nobody
You're getting a lot of generic stuff.
Nobody hates it, but no one's super buzzed about it either. They're playing safe, and we all know that at the end of the day, it's when you create something, a piece of media that comes from the heart, that's really going to hit a chord with the audience. And, it goes for comic books, it goes for movies, it goes for everything that we're capable of creating. That's the reason that we're able to create, because our heart is inspired by something. We just feel it in our bones and we need to get it out. So I think remaining true to that is always going to be your best bet, because an audience will find you who really, really connects with it. And they will stay there for an extremely long time. And even if it's a small audience, it's better than having a large audience that really doesn't care about what it is you're showing them.
Yep.
So that's the way that I like to look at it. Of course, it's also a bit of a strange balance for us creators, because it just does pop into our head, hey, in some ways, I want to, I'm thinking about how other people perceive that creation that I'm putting out there. I'm sure that you get it all the time with Galactic Rodents of Mayhem. I'm sure you're feeling it right now, as people back this book. How will they respond to the project? Are they going to enjoy the story? Will they like the characters? Right?
Well, the thing that I love the most is just when I put out surveys and I'll hear stuff back. I've had a lot of people that are like, we have original art featured, and Sebastian does just amazing work. And someone just kept coming back for each campaign and just $300. I want that page, another page, I want another page. And, you know, come to find out, like, they framed it and put it up in their game room. You know, I had another one saying, I'm looking forward to these issues with your signature because I want to put it up in my man cave. Wow, like that. I got people excited about something of their childhood, even though this is a fresh story, but it brought them like that feeling where, you know, they wanted to put something up. I had someone else that read Grom, not trying to hit spoilers here, but like one of the decisions I took in the story, they're like, wow, that paid off immensely. Like, I see why you did that. And I'm like, wow, so that's cool. So like you said, building up, even if it's a small audience, it's people that are digging the story and that are loving what we're doing, and hearing that feedback excites the hell out of me. You know, people like, when are the action figures coming? I'm like, crap. I'm like,
yeah, man.
Do you know
Can
how much money that
cool
costs?
That would be?
No, that'd be cool. I look at the money, I'm like, man, that's like,
yeah.
If we ever get, that's where the following comes in, because then the toy companies, even the indie toy companies, were like, yeah, we can take on this project. Animation's another one. Wow, this could be an animation thing. I'm like, of course, but I'm like, one episode is what, 20 minutes is like what, 100,000 if it's just decent quality. 100 grand. Are you like,
man.
You know, I mean, if I do it on the indie level, we'd have to, you know, the dream for me would be to do it all on the indie level.
Yeah.
You know, out like
That'd
just
be
do it all
pretty
indie.
sick.
Like if we had that, like, hey, a toy, action figure, or like, hey, we'll do a pitch, like, what's it called, a pilot? Hey, let's crowdfund the pilot, and then we could pitch that to like a studio. Like, to do it all through here
That's
would
the
be
way
a
to
dream.
go, man.
Would be a dream. So that would be the eventual dream. But
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, Kiko, man, you've got a wrench. Be responsible with your wrench, and it might not be such a temporary one in the end. So there you go. Who knows?
Nice.
But what I'll say as well, Gilly, is, yeah, man, like, it's funny how our ultimate dream isn't to buy a mansion or a Lamborghini when we hit that big success goal that we've got. It's to make action figures and maybe, you know, video games and movies and that kind of thing with these characters that
you gave me
created.
goosebumps. You gave me goosebumps,
Yeah.
because think about, like, say, like, if you had that much money, it's like, yeah, I could put $14,000 in tooling costs just to have a prototype made. And now you go to a toy convention with your comic and an actual prototype of some stuff. It's like, you get what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm brunt. If I could afford that, like you said, it ain't the Ferrari, it ain't the mansion. It's just, give me some action figures. Let's do a television show or something. To have that kind of resource and put it into like your dream project is like a dream. So kudos to all those who are doing it that way. Like, I want to get to where that level is. So that's just inspiring in any way, you know.
It is inspiring, and it's incredible that people we can look at fellow creators out there and we can see that they're actually doing it. Like, they're paving the path. They're laying it out. And it's almost like if they can do it, then it's not that much of a stretch that we can do it too. You know, it's definitely within our power. And I think with your kind of drive, Gilly, it's going to happen. It's almost inevitable. On a long enough span of time, as long as you don't give up, that's where you'll end. Is with all of those wildest dreams, those wildest ambitions actually becoming a reality. It's got to keep your eye on the ball.
Just don't give up and just stay in the trenches and stay firing. Stay
100%.
firing. Even for those who are like trying to jump into crowdfunding comics, and, you know, failure is a good thing, because it hurts, but it brings out your best if you're willing to go through that. Because again, it's not easy. It's not easy. But like I said, if you want something bad enough, it's just a teaching moment that you have to go through. And it's like, all right, let's keep it going another way. Failure's a good thing, man. So for those starting out, I've been crowdfunding comics almost 9 years. So I learned a lot along the way. And even like that, I'm still grinding to get that audience. So it's fun. I don't recommend this to my worst enemy because it's taxing, but it's so rewarding when things come out and you fulfill and people read and they take pictures of your stuff and it's just like, yeah, you liked it, awesome. It's just, it does something inside. It's just a great thing, and that's all I wanted to do with storytelling, is just to give that emotion that I feel, that I've received, and so many great things that I've watched and digested, just pass that joy and pleasure. That's all I want to do. Make people happy.
Yeah, man. That is exactly it. It's freaking awesome, honestly, that you're here, we're here making comic books. And I mean, the fact that you're putting out this level of quality too, I have to say, if this was on the shelf of any comic book store and I picked it up and I looked at it, I'd be so excited to take this thing home. So, I don't know what the future is going to be. There's not a video blockbuster anymore. No video easies or anything like that. So I don't know what the fate of comic book stores are or how comics will be consumed one day. But
it's interesting.
However that is, I hope to see Galactic Rodents of Mayhem Rat Trap in front of the masses. And I know that it will be. I can just see it based on the quality of the book. Raul, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. You'll have to forgive me. He says,
that's awesome.
He says for $19.99, and again, thank you. We've had some amazing super chats in here.
You got you got a great community here, dude. That's pretty cool.
I mean, we do. We've got the best community.
That's awesome.
You really have. I mean, it's just we appreciate your support beyond the words that I could say right now. So thank you. He says, and here's why you should join a Drink with Crazy, which Kiko Man linked. Kiko Man backed for the $35 and the $60 tiers and is doing a giveaway, but you have to be in a Drink with Crazy to win it.
Nice.
Awesome. That's pretty amazing stuff. Hey, Kiko Man.
Kiko Man's he's living it up, Kiko Man. Thank you, Kiko Man. Thank you for backing as well, Kiko Man. Appreciate it. Sebastian, you saw that? We got Kiko Man back. So that's so cool that he's doing a giveaway. So very cool.
Yeah,
very
it's
cool.
Incredible. Kiko Man gave us another super chat for $5. He says, announcement. I ordered all the Grom bundle and Grom Rat Trap bundle comics to give away on that Gilded once I receive it. Keep the art going.
They're going to be happy.
Just amazing.
Very cool.
Really appreciate you, Kiko Man. Thank you for helping to create a buzz around this book, to create some excitement, to light a fire under us all, because that's what we need. We need the hype happening for these books. We can't forget that. That's at the end of the day, that's what sells them. And sometimes, in this day and age where there's a billion notifications coming at us all at once, a billion emails in our inbox, it's so easy, incredibly easy to miss gems like this, like what we're seeing here. So if we can get these creators onto our streams, if we can share their stuff on our social media as much as possible, look, if I show the Galactic Rodents of Mayhem Rat Trap to a friend of mine and they love it, they're going to thank me for it. They're going to be so happy that I showed it to them, especially if they become a fan of it. So same goes for everybody you're going to tell about this book. If you show it to them and they fall in love with what they're seeing, they're going to feel like they owe you one. They're going to be really, really appreciative that you brought it to them. So let's spread the good word, my friends. All right.
And you'll want to talk about it too, right? Anytime you see something cool, like you just kind of want to like, hey, did you see that? So any kind of good story you see, like you want to talk about it. Like you guys talk about Bullet Train. I'm like, and in the chat talk about Bullet Train. I'm like, okay, I guess tonight I got to watch Bullet Train. Like I'm pulling out tonight with Bullet Train. Like that's what I'm doing tonight.
Well, yeah. Isn't that what we do though? Like we tell our friends, hey man, you should check this movie out. Like it's pretty dope. And and I know I wouldn't have heard about half the amazing comic books out there, like Spawn and The Darkness and all those kick-ass comics from back in the day if nobody told me about them. Would have sucked big time. So, and I know that this is Galactic Rodents of Mayhem. It's in the same position. It's this incredible, beautiful book that is just waiting to be shared with people. with as many people as possible.
We tried pitching to a Dark Horse. We probably tried pitching to Image.
Yeah.
We tried
They
pitching.
Didn't pick it up.
They didn't pick it up. So
are they crazy? Why would they not pick it up?
You know what? I might not be controversial enough. I might not be. I don't know. Maybe, because not a lot of things too. Like I even try to get to New York Comic-Con. I wanted to, share Galactic Rodents of Mayhem there. And I mean, we know it's a big convention. I submitted for the Artist Alley application, showed the artwork, everything, all that. And I was like, oh, we're sorry, booked up. I'm like, man, like you try, So it's like, hey, New York Comic-Con didn't pan out. Guess what? I'm in Florida. I'll do the MegaCon. I'll do something like just keep on going. When things don't go your way, just keep on going. Hey, guess what? Image didn't pick it up. Dark Horse didn't pick it up. Hey, we're just going to keep on grinding. Maybe 5 years down the line when we have little buzz, they're going to want to pick it up. And, maybe we'll say, yeah, maybe we'll say no, because maybe we're just happy with how we're doing things. And, there's always, when you get publishers involved, it's crazy because we talk about creativity, right? And there's a freedom in that. But again, when you got a publisher or a distributor, like it's like there's a lot of variables on the table. You might not be as creative. There's things there that might come with the signature where you might not want to be relenting that. Like, hey, you know what? I like to have the creativity. I like having complete creativity. And so there's
I think in the end, it has all turned out for the better.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think that that's sort of the way life works, is no matter what curveballs are thrown your way, it pans out for the better anyway. You win either way, even if it looks like a loss for a while. Let's refresh this page, though, because I don't think you've lost backers. I think you've gained some backers here.
All right.
So 45 we're at now. So we got an additional 2 backers since the last time we looked.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Ball. Appreciate that.
We really do appreciate it. And, man, we hope you enjoy the book and you love it too. I know you said you're going to give them away, but
I don't know. He might not. When he sees that, he might not. But he's doing it for the cause, for Iron Age. So he'll probably be back around for another campaign to catch up what he gave away.
I really love coming across passionate people like Kiko Man.
Oh, he's good.
It's so inspiring to see, and that's what drives us creators to keep on doing what we're doing. Because, I mean, look, who doesn't agree with that? Who doesn't want more badass comic books that are original, that are unique, that are quality made? Some of the best books that I've been seeing come out have been from independent creators, creator-owned creators.
It's crazy the stuff that I've even come across too. Your guys' book is amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
It looks crazy. So that, like I said, that's one that, because I haven't backed independent books in a long time, like in about around 2 years. So seeing so many great stuff like your book, there was another one that I saw, Reaper Destroyer. Like you said, there's a lot of energy in the Iron Age indie movement where people that haven't been finding what they've wanted in mainstream, if they look hard enough, they will find a lot of hidden gems.
Oh, yes.
In the indie underground, they will find them. Let's hope we get more people looking, because that just would tip the tides. Really nice.
I really do hope so. I was just looking through Indiegogo's comic book library just today, and just to see what was on there. And, I came across some books that I didn't even know about, and they just look amazing. And so where has this book been hiding?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really awesome stuff. And it's an exciting time that we're all in at the moment. Creatives at least have a little bit more of a even level playing field to be able to create their stuff on and to put it out there and to actually, hopefully, at the end of the day, create a viable business from it. And then you've got, on the other side of that, you've got the backers, the readers, the audience, who have all of this incredible content to pick from now. It's an amazing time to be around if you're a creative, if you're into comic books, if you're massive geeks like us. I'm geeking out right here, right now.
Definitely geeking out.
So let's talk about the book itself. How far away are we from actually seeing this book land on people's doorsteps?
The projected timeline I have it is for March 2023. 3. So we have
Okay,
Sebastian.
not too long to go.
Yeah, we have Sebastian cranking out pages as we speak. He's about maybe on page 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're chugging along, and hopefully, if we can fund that boost, and we jump in with the colorer, the letterer, and we wrap up our 32 pages. And depending on stretch goals, it could stretch out to 36 pages. But we just want to lock in this first chapter, and if they get it by March, would be a great thing. And then we try to continue that momentum for the next installment, and just take it campaign by campaign.
That's all you can do. And
That's it, man.
and man, March is going to be here in absolutely no time flat. So that's super wonderful to hear that within a few months that we'll be seeing what's on this page in physical form. Anyone who's backed it will actually be able to experience this kick-ass looking project. And I know that that's going to be a proud day for you as well, my friend.
Oh, for sure. Like when we did our volume 1, that was, oh man, I was so ambitious and so naive.
Yeah. We were too, man.
Holy cow. I'm like, it's 100-something page book. I'm thinking, let me do a whole big book so they read it all like a movie. And like, that's what I'm thinking. And when my price points were outrageous. I should have priced it a lot more when I did the initial first volume. I was offering 100-something page book at that quality for like $25. I'm like, I can't operate like Marvel and DC. I can't charge that much, but I didn't know. I was just, and moving forward, I'm like, okay, people, I know they want volume 2, but I'm like, listen, we'll do volume 2, chapter 1, because we got to take it on a like 30-page basis. Because again, like, I know how it is because I've funded a lot of books and I've also backed a lot of books. When you back something, like, it goes a long time into production. And again, we're not churning out pages like, Marvel and DC can have an artist churn out, I don't know, 8, 10 pages a week or 12 pages a week. I mean, it's just a different level when you're working with independents that also have other projects on the side, and they're just balancing their schedule to get stuff out. So I'm like, you know what?
Pretty much how it is.
Yeah. So I'm like, let me just baby step our way through the story as we go through the next volume. Because again, we've all backed stuff, and like 2 years, 3 years later, you get this unmarked package, and you're like, okay, what's it? Holy cow, that book I backed, and it's like an amazing feeling. So I just want to give that feeling. I just don't want you guys to wait 3 years, for like a big book. I want to just do it little by little, and see if we could keep it afloat that way.
Very smart, very sensible, and ultimately, I think, as creators, we've got to figure out strategies to be able to deal with the obstacles we run into as far as production is concerned. In the end, I believe that creators are really entrepreneurs. They're taking risk. They're investing their time into something that may or may not work out for them. And they've got a goal in mind, a grand ambition that they want to meet, that they're willing to sacrifice a lot for, sometimes too much, really, in certain cases. And so if you're working at Marvel or DC, it's a different story, man. Like, all you got to do is really draw, all right, and do your job, right? But you don't have to worry about any of the delays, any of the production side, any of the marketing, any of the heat that the company might have to take or whatever. Like, if something happens to DC or Marvel Comics, it's like, you're cool. Like, you just, you got to find work elsewhere, but that's it. With independent creators, it's our company, our reputation, our projects, the marketing, every single aspect of it, managing people. And guess what? If something screws up along the way, which inevitably will happen multiple times over, you got to take the heat for it. And so here's what nobody's going to tell creators out there. The key to your success is going to be your ability to manage stress and to respond to these challenges that come up in a strategic, optimal way. if you freak out and you get anxious and you get overstressed and you give up quickly, man, it is going to be a tough ride for you. Like the fate of your book is on some pretty shaky soil right there. So I would say, really that's the key. That if you can manage your stressful situations, if you can work your way through them, because man, some hardcore shit comes up, man. Like even Corey and I have had to deal with like some really unforeseen stuff that just I don't know. Like for some reason, the universe decides to throw you a curveball. Like I said, for no reason. Like there's no good reason this shit happens, and all you can do at that point, freak out for a second, and then move forward and figure out what to do next. And I think if you can do that, then you'll be able to make it the biggest independent comic book empire that you can possibly imagine, as long as you keep moving forward and never give up. Because there will come times where it's like, shit, am I just bad at creating comics? Like, am I gonna really create another one? And here's the thing. That's the point at which you don't give up and you keep going, because you've learned all this valuable information, like all these valuable lessons, mistakes that you will never repeat again. And that's when you can really thrive. But, the reason that a lot of, I think, entrepreneurs do fail, actually, not just in comics, but in almost every business across the board, is because they start a business, they fail at it, and then they give up, when really they should just keep going, I think, because you just learn so much along the way. I'm sure, Gilly, this isn't your first campaign. I'm sure that during the first campaign, you learned valuable lessons that you're now applying to this campaign.
I'm exactly that. 100% of that is what I'm doing.
Totally.
Learning and adapting. Because again, even in launching this one, I learned something what I'm gonna do for the next one. So it's not easy. It's a grind. And failure is learning. And even sometimes you do something wrong and you're on shaky soil, so to speak. It's when you have to adapt and just keep on plugging away. Like I said, it's not easy, because a lot of people think, oh, I want to do this, I have an idea, and then when I tell them the process at making comics, they're like no, yeah, well, that's what it is, like you got to pay someone to do the art, then I pay someone to do the colors. It's not just like magically happens and the money I have is just to spend willy-nilly. Like, no,
for sure.
There's structure to this crap. To make it
and by the way, I'm not saying that to discourage anybody. I'm not saying that as an excuse. I'm just saying that's the reality. And I want to, if anything, I really want to inspire creators to just keep moving forward. Like, that's all you need to do. Prepare for some challenges. I actually was telling Corey just earlier today, I said, man, I kind of like it. It's almost like when you come up against a really difficult level in a video game and you become obsessed with passing that level. Like, that's what happens to me. All right, cool. Like, how can I work out this? How can I move past this messed up situation? It's kind of fun in some ways if you look at it through a certain perspective.
I'm glad I have Clayton as an editor, because he deals with all those problems, like the shipping and all that. So
nice.
Yeah. I'm just an artist and a writer.
Yeah, totally. So, yeah, guys, I mean, if you're a creator and you run into a few hurdles along the way, just keep going. It's totally normal. It's going to happen. It's just part of the process, I think. So take that and you will be successful if you keep going. All right. Raul says, real artists ship for $1.99. Again, thank you so much, man. And
awesome.
It's true. 100%. They do ship in the end at some point.
That's it. As long as you come through, that's it. Just come through.
Gotta come through.
No matter how long it takes, be transparent, be open, and just come through in the end. That's all that matters.
Yeah, for sure. We've got some great comments here. We'll wrap it up in a second, but I want to read through some of these. You guys have taken the time to write some thoughtful stuff. So Sebastian says, The independent comic has something that the mainstream has lost, and that is passion and freedom. Yeah, very true. Very true. You can't really get that working in under somebody else or working in a big company, unfortunately, whether it's comics or anywhere else, honestly. You write the story you want, whether it's good or bad, it's yours, and it will be made with passion. 100%,
Excellent.
man. 100%. That's
Beautiful.
very true. Kicker Man says, keep in touch with JDA, Iron Age Media, A Drink with Crazy. This Iron Age movement is growing, so please support each other. Let our children have wholesome stories.
Thank you
again.
for the children. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. My
That's
when
why
I
we
was
do
making
it.
this, Grom, I'm thinking my target demographic was like people who grew up on like TMNT and loved it, and people who grew up on comics, Spider-Man, and loved it, and maybe are disconnected. But like, let's come back in a new story that I could show my children to. So the children is a very big point. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Yeah. The children need some good stories.
Absolutely. Man, I got the best idea for an anthropomorphic character.
What do we got?
But I've just got so many ideas that all need executing. Corey might remember, but it's just there's so many cool ideas. I can't tell anybody though because I don't want anyone to steal it.
No, don't tell
kind of cool.
But, do like a goldfish.
A goldfish, that's good.
Think about it. Goldfish. A mutant goldfish thing.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
goldfish would be definitely cool.
That would be sweet. Let's take a look here. Killer Squid, great to see you. He says, just finished reading Kozor, great book. Yeah, I'm very interested to hear what people think of the story. I'm sure that there is a widespread differing of opinions about it because it's not your typical kind of story. So, yeah, we'd love to know more. But I'm glad that you got your Kozor book and that you're able to enjoy it. That's sweet as, man. Thank you for letting us know. Lug.
Nice.
He says, I'm getting closer to getting my first indie comic into production, so this is great to see. Well, congratulations. That's really awesome news. There is no sweeter sound of music to my ears than something like that. Rob Wilson says, glad I got Kozor. Now I'm working on getting copies for my US local comic shop.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
The comic book shops need to get on board with the Iron Age movement.
That's awesome. What, you mean like Kozor comics? That'd be pretty crazy. All right. So let's go ahead now and watch the trailer for Galactic Rodents of Mayhem. We'll start wrapping this up. I'm going to hit the old play button right here. That's one of the most
Galactic Rodents of Mayhem is a comic book love letter to video games, anime, and Saturday morning cartoons. That's why, when compared to the competition, our comic book is bigger and better. more room for our awesome art and killer story. I mean, look at that. It's like you pressed pause on an anime. Oh, and never ever call them rats. They are capybaras. Space capybaras. Wait, what? Some of you don't even know what a capybara is? Oh, come on. Okay, here goes. Capybaras are the largest rodents in the world. They can swim and hold their breath for up to 5 minutes underwater. Oh, and they are super chill, getting along with almost every animal you can think of, even crocodiles. Can you believe it? Oh, except snakes. They hate snakes. Our story is centered around 3 capybara bounty hunters, Bash, Ripple, and Mona Lisa, and their gunslinger gecko dad, Gangon. They are on the run after an interstellar bounty has been suddenly placed on their heads by a sinister figure from the past who goes by Dark Raider. They're dodging everything from sniper vipers to turtle ninjas, a hulking street shark, even a fox in a star t-shirt. Are you getting it? The references? Don't let them fly over your head. This comic is driven by passion, fueled by the good old days where stories weren't just meant to push toys. So please, if you like what you see, consider supporting the work of our culturally diverse creative team and sharing the awesome Grom news. There have been those who are keen on keeping our amazing capybaras in the darkness, away from watchful eyes, intimidated by their unapologetic coolness. We must rise above and go beyond our potential. To do that, we need your help. So please join the Mayhem Army today and support your galactic rodents of mayhem. Come for that sweet feeling of nostalgia. Stay for the mayhem. Gilly writes comics here. I want to thank you so much for checking out our Galactic Rodents of Mayhem campaign. Your support goes way beyond measure, and I want to thank you guys because without it, we can't make cool, awesome, tangible Grom comics. This is a comic book love letter to our childhood, video games, anime, and all we want to do is keep on making awesome stories for you. Our franchise, our brand can't grow without your support. So thank you so much. The team appreciates it so much. I want to thank you guys again for checking us out. Until next time, geek out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man, that's crazy how to do the voiceover at the end for that.
Yeah, I love the trailer. I love the beginning. I love the middle. Whoa. I love the beginning, the middle, and the end. I thought that was just so well put together.
Thanks.
Who did you hire? Who did you get to sing the theme song? I mean,
that's Zalin Tallis. I believe he's actually based out in Australia, so you definitely want to connect with him. I'm sure he could do something smashing for Kozor if you guys ever want a soundtrack. He did the score for Galactic Rodents of Mayhem. I literally wrote out because I just sing it in my head, so I had the lyrics and I kind of like wrote it out in like sing-songy kind of form. And he put it all together in that way, and then I had hired someone to do the animation to put the little subtitles with the song as you're going, like kind of like a la Disney back in the day. Like, wow, man. So he didn't do that. I had someone else that I hired to do that. Yeah,
that's amazing.
A lot of energy there.
That's really, really cool. Sweet. Well, if that didn't get people to click the link in the comments and in the discussion, I don't know what will.
Nothing will. That's it. You need a real capybara, like a real anthropomorphic capybara to get them.
Totally.
That did it.
Yeah. Look, I'll be honest. I hadn't backed the book yet, but I'm definitely going to now.
Oh, wow. Cool, man.
I do need this in my collection.
You'll love it, man. You'll love it, man.
Like just seeing the cool like bad guys, the snakes and the sharks, and just that panel with the shark guy coming out of the smoke. I love that. Like that sold me.
He's a nasty character, Draco. He's
sick.
He's a special character.
Yeah, man, this is a comic book that's got some spirit to it, which I love. So yeah, count me in.
Unleash the mayhem, comic book Bob. Thank you. That's all we want to do is unleash the mayhem.
Heck yeah. Well, you know what? What we'll do now is we'll take a look at Kozor and
Yes,
we'll give you
please.
guys a really quick update on how Kozor is going, and then we'll wrap today's show up. I'll just get this up for now. Kozor, Descent into Madness, and Corey, Rob Wilson says that he's gonna somehow, by some miracle, he's telling me that Kozor Comics he's gonna try to get them on appraisal and on the shelf of a comic book shop in the USA. That'd be insane.
Nice.
I don't want to brag, but I feel like in our comic book shop here, if Kozor was sitting on the shelf, it would just annihilate all the other comics. Because like,
it's good to feel that way.
kind of like a bit woke or something, bad covers. But Kozor, that would
True.
out.
Kozor is a very beautiful looking comic. I'm being completely objective, by the way. It really is. Like
it is. It does look great.
I can be objective. I'm an artist. I know what looks good.
It's good to be confident, man. Like what Corey said, I love that. How he's like, my stuff compared to other stuff, like it holds up, it annihilates. Like that's the way to feel.
I mean,
that's a beauty right there.
Yeah, on the shelf.
There it is.
I mean, this isn't the final version. It's the glossy cover. But...
Yeah, that was a proof. That one.
Oh, nice.
That was when we did a really glossy cover. But it's if you open up the inside, it still looks really nice.
And yeah, it's shipping out.
Wow, that's an amazing piece of book. I'm definitely backing that.
Now you should get it soon.
Definitely backing that.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Holy cow!
Yeah,
some beautiful stuff.
Yeah, all right.
Certainly back it, guys, because what's happening is we're getting the final numbers on the second print run.
And abundant bloodshed. I love the tagline.
Bloodshed.
Oh, you need that in a fantasy, but is this like a fantasy, like hard fantasy?
Yeah, it's like horror fantasy, aka
like
medieval horror.
Love it.
Right?
Nice.
If you like Berserk, if you like The Witcher, if you like that, that dark horror set in the Middle Ages stuff, then this is your kind of deal.
Oh yeah,
it's got beasts. It's got monsters. It's got savage, brutal warriors. It's got sexy-looking, strange, insectoid-looking chicks in it. It's got beautiful female warriors.
Nice,
man. It's awesome. It's got psychic demons that are gonna mess with your head and send you into madness.
Nice.
Yeah, you gotta eat, guys.
That
sounds good to you, then definitely get Kozor. And like I said, we're putting in the final numbers for our final print run because we do need to get more copies printed. And so we're wrapping up the campaign next week. So at the end of next week, this campaign will be closed. You're not going to be able to back it anymore. It won't be an in demand. It's going to be impossible to get the book then. So make sure that within the next week, I don't care, if you really want this book, then I suggest that you leave it open in a tab so that you don't forget about it. And if you think you're going to forget about it, just back it today, because once it's closed, like we're not printing anymore, we're not going to be sending any more of these out. That's it. Because we want Kozor, we want to move on from Kozor. We want to look forward. And we want to build out that franchise. We want to build out our other titles too. And so, yes, Kozor is coming to a close. And next week, we're going to be doing a final tour run for it. So I'm sure it won't be the last of it you see today. But we will be reminding people all next week to jump on board, back the book, get their copy, and have it delivered to their doorstep in the coming weeks, the coming months, depending on the whole timeline there. So the book is done. That's the important thing. And now all it's going to take is, we've got Comics Blast over in the US. He's shipping them directly out to all of the backers in the US and to the rest of the world. Nice. So it's people getting their books right now. In fact, I can. If we look on my Twitter wall right now, because I've been sharing them all, I'll just get this up real quick. I'm gonna do some shameless plugging of Kozor here for a moment. So yeah, we've got Ali Senguiz. You all know Ali. She's just received her book. She's done an unboxing.
Nice.
Really, really great to see the first unboxing of Kozor. I love that. Link to Kozor is in the description, by the way, if you're looking for it. We've got more people getting their Kozor books right there. 80s Made just got his package. Everybody seems absolutely over the moon with what they're receiving. And is it any wonder? I mean, look how much stuff that we're receiving. Listen, guess what? You see this poster here? Bonus. That's a bonus. That's just something we threw in. Bonus. This one here. We just threw it in there just for the hell of it. And this one's another bonus too. So you get a whole bunch of stuff that you might not have even expected to get when you back Kozor.
Nice.
Which, the reason that we did that is we wanted to give people a real experience, a really happy day when Kozor finally arrived to their doorstep. And it seems to be working, which is the main thing. It seems to be working. Yeah, I mean, let me get one of these big packs up here. So this is somebody who Rick Saylor. So this is Rick Saylor. He ordered the big tier of Kozor, and
that's nasty. Wow.
And this is a glimpse of all the stuff you get in the big tiers. So you get like the definitive edition, you get all the variants. Some of them clearly couldn't even be fit into the picture here. You get this original piece of artwork by Corey. I know, an original piece of artwork you get from Corey's hand.
That's crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You get these giant oversized posters. So look at the size of the comic and then look at the size of this poster. Okay, now tell me, how beautiful is that going to look on your refrigerator, on your bedroom wall, on your kid's bedroom wall, in your lounge room? Put this thing wherever you want it and, get that jolt of energy, of excitement every time you walk into the room with these Kozor posters hanging about the place. We got the original version of Kozor right there too. So if you want to see an unedited, the original version of Kozor that Corey did all the artwork for, all the dialogue for, untouched by my hand, oversized as well, probably about the same size as yours, Gilly, then I highly suggest again that you pick this package up, because guess what? The original version of Kozor is only available here, and there's just over 20 left. Okay, so this is a limited tier, right? It's not endless. It is going to run out, and especially by the end of next week, it'll be gone. So I certainly suggest, if you want to jump on board, do it sooner rather than later. Black and white version, everything. Look, I'm not going to bore you with all of the killer content that you get in that package, but suffice to say, you get a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of goodies, man.
A lot of swag. That for Christmas. If you order that package, put it away for Christmas. It's going to be a big, giant Christmas present for you to open.
I like that.
Awesome.
So people are getting their books now. So if you back it, like say someone in America backs it, like you said, it's being fulfilled by Critical Blast. Like how long would that take once they put in the backing?
So right now, the variants are being fulfilled, and then there will be a little bit of a rest, a little bit of a break while we put in the final orders after the campaign's closed. So that'll be about a week or two. So at the end of next week, we'll put the order in straight away once the campaign is closed. We got those final numbers, and then I'm guessing it'll take about a week to print them all up and send to Critical Blast. And then as soon as he's able, he's going to start going ahead and getting those books fulfilled as soon as possible, and I estimate that, what are we in now? November. Damn. I can't believe it's Christmas at the end of next month. But by Christmas, I mean, I'm expecting everybody has their Kozor book in hand. And wouldn't that just be magical?
I'm telling you, I'm going to put mine under the tree just for that reason.
Oh, yeah. I think you should.
So I can read something. Time. When it's a holiday like that, you got nothing to worry about. You know what? Take some time, sit on the couch like, I'm going to read something. So
for
that's
sure.
what I'm going to be doing.
Absolutely. I think that'd be an amazing way to not only celebrate Christmas, but also experience Kozor. So let me just share this with audio, and we'll take a look at the trailer. Like I said, these books are going out now, everyone. So you can get yours today. Put the order in. Don't miss out on it. I don't want you to miss out on Kozor. I want as many people to see this book as possible. Here's a little look at some of the beautiful artwork that you're going to be witnessing inside. Corey and I, man, we freaking slaved over this book for like 2 years. And let me tell you, I mean, you're in the my friends, you are in the you're in the ground money wise after that. Like you are buried. So I mean, this really was a work of passion. So this is just the first page right here. This is what you're presented with. As you can see, we really tried our best to up the mood, up the emotional gravitas of every single panel with paying special attention to the way in which we lit the characters, the expressions that we gave them. All of this art, by the way, I did a lot of the first part of the book, but it's all based on Corey's original layouts and characters. I just kind of went in there and I spruced them up, and you'll see the difference as well. Corey's pretty much taking care of the second half of the book, and then in the first half of the book, you'll be seeing my stuff. We have similar styles. They work really well together. Corey colored the whole thing essentially. And, I think that every layer of creativity that we have put into this book has really ultimately ended up as a whole something spectacular. I'm talking about the inks and the colors. Even the lettering by Eric Weathers is just, it really is the cherry on top. It's created a polished looking product.
Lettering is very crucial. Very crucial.
It has a premium prestige feel to it. And we couldn't be happier with it. Like, we're proud to present this to anybody who decides to back it. That's why we can talk like this about it, because we've proved it to ourselves. Backers are getting it now, and they're absolutely loving what they're seeing.
Wow, that's crazy.
So yeah, look how crazy this is, man. Sheesh. I mean, this will give you nightmares. So be careful.
I love it. That's my wheelhouse, man.
A lot of rendering. Like I said, a lot of emotion. There's some emotions going on in this book, let me tell you. And I wish I could zoom in enough for you guys to actually show you just how crazy the details are here on this eye. Like, the reason it looks so three-dimensional and has so much depth to it is just the little tiny hatches that I added in there. And guess what? The cool part is that those hatches, each and every little line, it shows up in the finished printed book, right? So you can see it. It's crisp. It's sharp. And it's all thanks to Michael Bancroft that we were able to get such a solid, beautiful looking print in the end. So, again, we're really proud of what we've created here.
That's great.
And we know that if you're into this kind of genre, that you're going to be super happy with it. We've had some great comments and great feedback already. And again, there's a closer look at some of the posters there. You get some trading cards with it too. We really wanted to geek out on this, really express our inner nerd and make sure you had the trading cards, the comic book. Because we just think, how cool is it that you can back a book and get a trading card with it? Like, that's just awesome. Like, every single comic book store should give you that option, right?
I love trading cards.
All right, I'm going to put poor Gilly out of his misery here. Although I do believe
never that.
I do believe that we got another super chat from Kiko, man. I'm so sorry that I left you hanging there for this long, but thanks again for the $5, man. You've been way too generous to us today, and we really are so grateful. He says, finish up with YouTube video called Fight Kiko Man. Funny. Love to see your reaction. Cool. Well, I'm definitely going to check that out too. As long as I get a good laugh out of it, I'll be happy to take a look.
Right on.
All right. Sweet as. Well, again, thank you, Kiko Man. I can't express how stoked I am that you've supported us so much on the channel today.
He's a rock star, man. Kiko Man's a rock star.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and check out the trailer for Kozor, and then we will end this thing.
Kozor Descent into Madness features 43 full-color pages of intricately detailed art that tells a nightmare-fueled story of foul demons, abundant bloodshed, and the insidious corruption of a warrior's psyche. The story centers around a mighty warrior named Chief Baron and his clan of savage swordsmen who embark on a quest into the sacred swamplands of Nimla in search for the mysterious Faceless People, a race of submissive super soldiers who will balance out the odds in a ruthless war between man and demon. But when they're attacked by a flock of flying beasts, their journey proves more fatal than they could have ever imagined. In this campaign, backers get no less than the definitive edition of Kozor Descent into Madness, which comes complete with refined edits, additional story pages, retouched interior artwork, and new wraparound covers. If you're a fan of dark fantasy and medieval horror, this book is for you. Back Kozor Descent into Madness today, only on Indiegogo.
Sweet looking book, man.
Awesome. Thank you, my friend. We're very grateful for your kind words.
It got that Conan vibe, man. Like, I love those Conan books back in the day. Big, it was also big magazine size, and just seeing the art, the black and white images too, but the color, everything comes together so nice. And
thanks. Yeah, I feel like sometimes those medieval books are just that little bit more grounded and raw. You know, you can see how everything in the world kind of works really together. Visceral. Yeah, sometimes it's magic and whatnot, but at the end of the day, you know, they're killing each other with swords and axes and whatnot, which is,
and the creatures too. There was one image there in the trailer. It's like, you know, it doesn't go their way. It's like, you know, just, I'm like, man, like,
it's some messed up stuff, right?
Yes, I haven't read something good like that in a while, so I'm looking forward to it.
Disturb your dreams.
Good. You guys did a good thing, Corey. Really good stuff, and Clayton. Just it's a nice duo you guys got going as far as storytelling, and just the artwork itself speaks for itself. So just getting to plug in, I can't wait. So really excited to see because you said other titles. So like, whoa, like just you know what I mean, like, so just like, whoa, like maybe. You know, not Kozor, because you said other titles. So what genre you guys probably be stepping into? So very interesting.
Oh yeah, we've got some really cool things coming up, and people are going to love it. I mean, you will know about Borok. Corey's been telling me, dude, you got to start promoting that book, and you got to start showing people. You got to get it out there. And
I've been doing all this good color work on Borok, and Clayton hasn't shown any of it. Well, one or two pieces.
So here's the thing. What Corey and I are thinking of doing for our next campaign is essentially like a Barton Bros event. It'll be it'll be a joint campaign. So Corey and I will each have a book, actually, or a number of books that we are going to make available in the campaign. You can back the ones that you want. You can back all of them if you feel so inclined. But I think that's something cool that the Barton Bros can do. You know, we can really build that up to be something epic, I feel. We've got a lot of cool things in the pipeline. Corey's smashing out pages for his project, Andromenoids, at this point in time. I mean, we're just full of creativity. We've got to get it out there. And so we figure the best way to do that, get these campaigns, these Barton Bros campaigns, they'll gain a reputation for being quite quite a thing to remember, I think. So,
well, Kozor, if Kozor is any indication with that masterpiece of different things
man.
and that couldn't even fit in that image, that's a great starting point. So I think the people will be
Thanks,
excited
man.
for whatever's next to come. So
just
keep
wait
up
till
with
you
that
see.
energy.
Wait till you see Borok, because it basically looks almost exactly like Kozor. It's
nice.
It's a really kick-ass book set in the same world.
Awesome.
You guys are gonna love it. I wrote that one, and it is a kick-ass story, man. It's gonna
Cool.
keep you on the edge of your seat the whole way through. That's no
Very
exaggeration. You'll be shocked. You'll be scared along the way. You'll be like, "Is this going where I think it's going?"
Nice.
And let me tell you, the punchline won't disappoint either. All right,
Nice.
sweet. And big hello, by the way, to American Discord. Man, we're just wrapping up, but it's still absolutely awesome to see you. Shelby Robertson, one of my most favorite artists out there right now. Check out Ragetality. Beautiful, beautiful looking book. I don't know if it's still available, but look it up.
Sounds great.
It's,
Ragetality.
Kick ass, especially if you like 90s comic book art, Mark Silvestri stuff like we do. All right, that's it. I'm going to shut up now. Big thank you to the chat. Thank you for joining us today. Corey and I, the Barton Bros, we appreciate the profound support that you have shown with your super chats. Very unexpected, but very much appreciated. You know, it really helps us out. You know, times are tough. Things are financials are tight for everybody right now, you know, in the world. And so I think that, you know, every little bit helps, right? So, and in the end, it helps us bring you kick-ass comics, which is the main thing. And of course, Gilly writes, thank you for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Even better than I thought, you know. Sometimes you think it's
we
just
said an hour, it
went
went to an hour and 36, so
exactly.
That was definitely cool. And it was all organic and flowing. So with the Geek Talk, so thanks for having me so much. Thank you for plugging the Grom book and introducing me into the Kozar universe as well. So just spreading the joy of indie comics. So I appreciate so much the opportunity. And guys, thank you for the backing and meeting some cool new people through the chat as well, which is very cool. So thank you so much.
This is the best chat ever. Love you guys. So yeah, I mean, we really hope to see you back here again soon. By the way, for those of you who are like, hey man, you know, these creator interviews are all good and all, but we want some more drawing tutorials, we want some more drawing content. We want to see you work your magic in action, Clayton. So don't worry, we got some of those coming up. I'm putting it together. It's gonna happen, I promise you. I'm really looking forward to getting How to Draw Comics kicked off again. It's going to be badass. I got some really sweet tricks to show you.
Appreciate that one, Brian.
And Corey, of course, my brother. Thank you for being here today and for helping me out with the chat and for being a wonderful co-host as always.
I'm glad you noticed my hard work with helping out the chat. You know?
Of course, I always do. You are the chat's friend. They appreciate you, and I appreciate you. All right, that's it for today. Until next time, everyone, keep on drawing, keep on creating comics, keep on backing comics, and supporting these amazing creators. Bye-bye for now.